Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Knessa coming to you from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 14th day of November in the year 2023. Sure hope you're enjoying your Tuesday, no matter where it is you are in the country. I don't know whether she's watching today, but today is Aunt Annie's birthday. And if you are watching, which I know you do sometimes, happy birthday, Aunt Annie. I love you very, very much. This edition of The Observer Live is going to be somewhat brief because everything in this edition of The Observer we've already pretty much covered from start to finish. But I'm going to flip through the pages. And I'm going to be honest with you. I completely had a brain fart. And I was sitting here and talking to Lisa and going through a few things on the computer, and all of a sudden Lisa shouts out to me, "Oh my God, I just got texted, Carol Manley, when are you going live?" So Carol, I know you're here. Thank you for the reminder. I am so grateful because I really forgot. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do that often, but it happens on occasion where I forget. But as I had mentioned earlier, a lot of what we have in this week's paper, which I do hope you will pick up and read, is a recap of the mayoral election in Kearney last week, which I think we certainly got to last week. You see the front page here. Madam Mayor Carol Jean is there in front of the door, which now bears her name. When the photo here was taken, the former mayor's name had been scratched off, and then it was blank for a while, but Lynn came over from Signs by Lynn, and she affixed the new name of the new mayor on the door. And you can see this photo here with Pat Carpenter and her Irish son, Niall, and then also Norman III in that moment when she was sworn in to be the mayor. And the final photo there is of Mayor Doyle with new soon-to-be deputy mayor Melanie Ryan, who will be appointed at the first meeting of December when the council gets together again. So we wish our congratulations to Melanie on being named one of the two deputy mayors. The other will be retired Fire Chief George Harris. So she has certainly got off to a running start. And on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour, the veterans in Kearney got together. You see this picture of Len Twist in his doughboy uniform shooting off a World War I era rifle. It was a beautiful ceremony, as it is each and every year. And in the piece this week is a story, the text of the new mayor's speech at the park when she got together with everybody on Saturday morning. This is a full-page ad from her, a very well-written piece about the election. She speaks about a few things in there, but I'll let you read that on your own. And this is one of the few things that is not about the mayoral race. This was a great case. The Kearney Police Department, last week, I think it was Friday, the Quick Mart on the Belleville Turnpike by Chestnut Street was held up at gunpoint. And the dope stole at gunpoint 3 lottery tickets, which Detective Jonathan Dowie was able to trace back to the house where they were taken, in addition to several other things. When he got there, the detectives, and they went through, they found the lottery tickets, they found the weapon, and they found some ammunition as well. So I did a little play on words with the headline. They solved the case within the first 48, which is the first 48 hours after a crime takes place. It was a very, very well handled case by the Detective Bureau, but John Dowie especially using his brains to figure this whole thing out, and they were able to get everything done within those first 2 days after this armed robbery. You know, the poor guy who was held up at gunpoint waited a couple hours before he called 911. He must have been scared out of his mind after having a gun right at his head. I mean, you know, this is happening right in our neighborhoods, you know, and it's a sin because it was at 3 in the morning. I understand that, but still, People just don't give a crap about humanity anymore. And thanks to Jonathan Dowie and the rest of the Detective Bureau who handled the case and the Kearney Police Department, this SOB is now behind bars and hopefully will not be sprung on any kind of bail anytime soon. This story is great. This is about a kid whose name is Dylan Sullivan, and I made a mistake. He's actually from Kearney, but he's in the Lyndhurst Boy Scout troops. He did his Boy Scout project at Holy Cross Cemetery in North Arlington, and it was a beautiful project. And Dylan's a great kid. I just met him recently when he sent me this, and I also found out, of course, that we are from the same high school, St. Peter's Prep. He's from my alma mater, and I hope you will check out his story. But congratulations to Dylan Sullivan, who is actually from Kearney, for his phenomenal work with this Eagle Scout project, and I'm very, very happy that he shared it with us. It was a really good project. All of the Boy Scouts, when they're getting their Eagles, do phenomenal work, but this one, he sent this to us, and I'm very, very grateful to Dylan and his family for sharing it with our readership. The editorial this week is a little bit about the fact that Jerry Fucito, Councilman Jerry Fucito, has been appointed chairman of the police and DPW committees. And that was a long time coming, because I think many of you will remember about 4 months ago when the acting mayor tried to appoint him to the DPW committee. Members of the town council voted against it. 5 of them did, but this time the vote was unanimous. So I'm very glad to see that Councilman Fucito is on those 2 committees, and he will chair them. And I really do hope you'll read this op-ed from Rusty Myers. He's from the Sons of the American Legion in Belleville. That is an extremely active Sons chapter, and he wrote a story and an op-ed piece about a family who he helped, and it was just stunning how all the members of the squadron came together to help a friend in need. So please do check that out as well. Another picture of Mayor Doyle. This is her with Lila DeCastro, and you'll see, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. If you have it big enough, you'll be able to tell. It says Mayor Carol Jean Doyle. That's Lila DeCastro, who is the assistant town clerk and who is also the aide to Mayor Doyle, who was finally reseated as the aide to Mayor Doyle. You may recall that the previous mayor, the day he was installed, fired Lila, and now Lila is back in that position. And this was Lila putting in the new nameplate up at the council chambers at the mayor's seat the day of the first council meeting, which was also the day that she was sworn in a week ago, this Wednesday. This is a piece. This photo is about a young lady who won the soccer shoot contest in the town of Kearney, and not only did she win the Kearney shoot, she won the entire Elks soccer shoot in the whole country. You want to talk about a young lady who is a talented soccer player or soccer shooter, it's her. And she was recognized by the Kearney Belleville chapter of the Elks at a meeting recently. And we have her photo with an explanation of what happened there. Jason Bernstein has sports this week, including Kearney High School's title dreams being ended against Princeton this past weekend. There are some more photos, of course, here. That's Deputy Chief George Harris with Deputy Chief Jack Corbett and Sidney Ferreira, who, as I said last week, I'll just say it briefly again, ran a phenomenal campaign in the mayor's race over the last couple of months, came in second place, and he's vowing to stay involved, and I hope you'll check that out. Mike Ontarchuk has the police blotter this week. You can check that out. These are some more images from the Veterans Day celebration on November the 11th. And of course, we have 2 pages of classifieds where you can find just about anything you are looking for, whether it is a rental or anything else of that nature. Just a housekeeping item. We will be closed on Black Friday this year. That's been a kind of a tradition over the last couple of years, but that also means that we won't be here Thursday or Friday of the week of Thanksgiving, but we will put the newspaper together the following Monday morning, as we normally do. It'll just mean also that if you need to get a new classified, you won't be able to do it until Monday if you don't get it into us by Wednesday of that week. So that's coming up in just a couple of days on the 23rd and I think the 24th. I can't really read because my eyesight is going, of November. And then, I mean, can you even believe that we're just a week and a half away from Thanksgiving already? How the time just flies. So that's it for this week. I don't want to overbear you with stuff that we've already discussed, but we are done with this week's edition of the newspaper. We got some interesting stories coming up in the next couple of weeks in the hopper that I'm sure you're going to enjoy, but I'll tell you more about that next week and the week after. And of course, if anything breaks during the course of this week, we will join you live as that happens. But that'll do it for today. From the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com, Kevin Canessa signing off for now, and we hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Carol. Talk to you later. And I mean Carol Manley on this one. Thank you. Bye-bye.